So we got a question from our friend John. He goes on to talk about how he's having a hard time fitting in with people because he's just a bit too loud and opinionated, and he turns people off. He goes on to say how people tend to enjoy his company for a little while, but almost like a child who has lost the interest in a toy that once entertained them, they seem to drift off. And John's having a hard time because nobody wants to hang out with him for a long time because of his vitality, because he's just so boisterous. John asks me what I think simply because he has a feeling that perhaps I've dealt with something very similar, because I'm a pretty high energy, boisterous, vital person, right? Loud, aggressive, and he's right. The tendency for me is to be that particular way. And John, you're absolutely right. When I was a kid, up until, not too long ago, 10 years maybe ago, I've had difficulty in making and maintaining friendships and relationships just like yourself. And I also, like you, refuse to shut down my reality, shut down the vitality that I hold and is being expressed through me in order to help other people feel comfortable. You know, they actually even gave me Ritalin when I was a kid because I had too much energy. This kid was just too much. So they had to give me pills to shut me down just a little bit. It's lonely. I was lonely. There's no other way around it. If this is who you are and you are hell-bent on being yourself, because like Ralph Waldo Emerson says, that one of the most difficult thing, probably the most difficult thing for a man to do in a world that's constantly trying to change him, is to be himself. And it seems like you've got the strength of will that regardless of what other people think or say, you're going to be yourself. Ralph Waldo Emerson also goes on to say that to be great is to be misunderstood. And I've come to realize through my courage and experiences in life that even though there are going to be people that don't like me, if I continue to be relentless in my individuality, that I'll be able to express the greatness that's within me. A lot of people are going to be turned off. You've experienced this. You've got too much energy. And just like a child that's very hyperactive, has a lot of energy, runs around a lot, you make adults, or you make people who are much more clenched, held in, tight, neurotic. You make them very uncomfortable for a number of reasons. Number one, because their energetic processes are shut down to a degree that bright lights, and you're a fucking bright light, bright lights shock them, right? Most adults experience this. Too much loudness, too much excitement, they shut down because their energetic processes, who they are, they've built up a wall, right? And you also remind people of the type of vitality that they may have experienced and expressed as a child, that through socialization, they've had to shut down. So I don't want to make this video too long. Listen, my friend, continue to be yourself. It's going to be difficult. People aren't going to like you. Plain and simple. That's it. People are not going to like you. You're probably not going to have very many friends. But if you're relentless in being yourself, and I don't mean this in an arrogant way. I don't mean you go around flaunting and being arrogant about who you are, but just being genuine, being true to who you are. Because even as I come across as a harsh person, everything that I do comes from the depths of my heart. And the people who meet me in person know that I'm genuine in my love and appreciation in sharing my ideas. Even though they may be diametrically opposed to others, they appreciate, because I'm doing it from my heart, not from a place of anger, frustration, and arrogance. So continue to share from a place of your heart. And those who really need to be attracted to you, the ones that you've been set here to liberate through your own personal freedom, will be attracted to you.
Elliott said, what?